Hello, this is Alice from Grow Abundant Gardens, and today I'm going to give you a tour of OrganiCalc for Gardens version 8. So we've changed the format a little bit in version 8, and we have put it into a tab structure, and that saves you from having to do endless scrolling. So I'm going to start with a tab that's called Start Here, and go ahead and enter some of my report details in this tab. So today I'm using as a demonstration our spring soil test report from our main garden. I've already entered my email address, and the reason we've changed the name from OrganiCalc for Vegetables to OrganiCalc for Gardens is because now you can choose what your next crop is going to be, what you're actually fertilizing for. So when you make the selection, it modifies the target nitrogen, phosphorus, boron, and the target pH. So in our main garden, we're growing vegetables. We've been growing veggies. We kind of grow year-round here, and they're usually doing well. So I'm going to put that down there. Okay, and then there are a few more questions here. I'm not growing in a hoop house or a greenhouse. I'm growing outside. And our soil type is definitely sand. Now our soil does not have a limestone base, so it's not calcareous. If you have any questions about how to determine this, just click this link and it'll open in a new tab and you can read about it there. So for the area to amend, I'm going to go ahead and put in the entire area of our garden, 2,400 square feet here, and I'll be able to do it on a per bed basis later. I'll show you that. Our soil isn't in raised beds, but if it were, I could put that as true and then put down the depth of the raised bed, assuming that I'm going to put the amendments down to that full depth of the bed. So in our case, no, we're not in raised beds, but we are no-till now, and so I'll set that to true, and that's the end of those questions. I'm going to go back up, go to the next tab, which is where I enter my soil test report. There's the test date, and I've got Logan Labs standard Malic 3 with extras. So I'm going to select that and just enter everything verbatim off of the test report. Already done that, so you don't have to watch me mistype numbers, except for these two numbers. Now, notice here that we don't have the units yet for any of the cations, but I will finish off putting in these last two numbers, and I'm just going to put them in, then I tab to go to the next cell, and I'll put in the next one. And if I want to go to the cell behind that, I push down the Shift key and then the Tab key, and I can just go up and down that way, tab, 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 Shift, tab, tab, tab. So then that fills in the units then, figures them out for you, so you don't have to worry about putting those in anywhere else. So if I had mistyped something here, I would get this notes to check for typos. Want to clear all those, but there's no error checking on any of these minor elements. So I'm really careful to make sure that I don't mistype these as I put them in. So great, I've got this form all filled out, all looks good. I've got one more tab to look at before I look at the amendment recommendations. And this tab is the nitrogen amendments and the compost amendments. So our default nitrogen target for vegetables is 200 pounds per acre. There's a lot to know about how much nitrogen to really apply depending on your crop and a lot of your situation and the timing and everything like that. So really encourage you to click this link and it'll open in a new tab and you can read about how much nitrogen you may want to apply. And so for example, if I had a really heavy feeding crop, I might want to up that, put that in right there. That overrides the default, and that's how you do that. So I won't right now, I'll leave it as the default. Then I'll come down here and OrganiCalc tells us what our NPK of our amendments would ideally be. So in our case, it's a 201.7. We already have plenty of phosphorus in the soil. We don't need to add any more, and we don't want to create an excess. So OrganiCalc will not choose any amendments from these two that have anything greater than 0 in the second place. So for example, it wouldn't choose the chicken manure, go right by that, and then it would look for the second choice, which is the feather meal. And you can choose any of these. Or you can enter your own amendment. So if I had some magic dust, let's say, which is entirely magical here, that was, say, 403 is magical because there is no organic fertilizer, to my knowledge, that does not have P in it like that. It would replace this first one, and you would be, OrganiCalc will tell you how much magic dust to supply. So that is that filled in. I'm going to leave my magic dust in there and go off and look at the amendment recommendations. So here's the list of recommendations for the full area of my garden. Here's where I can select the units if I want to see it in kilograms. Instead, put it there. There's my magic dust. Indeed, we found a lot of magic dust to put on the garden. There's a lot of notes that relate to these particular types of amendments, so those are good. And then as you scroll down, you'll see there's more general notes. There's a link to a page on no-till mineral application. That one's worth reading too, and so on. So some very specific notes that change depending on what crop you have selected. So that's all very important to read as you're getting ready to apply your amendments. Then this is a brand new tab. This is amendment recipes. So this is without the notes. Here's my recipe. All the weights are right here. And so if I have a bed that's, say, 115 square feet, another bed is like 85 square feet, another bed 65 square feet, and so on, you see that I can get a recipe here for each of those individual beds, which makes it a lot easier when I go ahead to weigh it all out. Then the final tab then is my analysis details. I've got a table of numbers here, which is great if you want to look at a table of numbers. I've got a chart showing me where I was relative to the targets when we started and where I would be after I added the amendments. And then a final table showing me what is being supplied by each of the amendments. So that's it. That's the whole thing. At the bottom of every single page, there are two buttons. One is called Erase All Entries. If you click that, it will clear the entire form and reset everything to the default. That means it will clear everything that you've entered in your soil test report tab too. And the next one is email me a PDF. So this will send you a PDF of the entire form to that email address you entered earlier. I'm going to scroll up. It says the form is being sent. And there, the form was successfully sent, and I can close that little box there. And that's it. Voila. I've gotten my amendment recommendations emailed to me. So that's it for now. If you have any questions, just let us know. And thank you so much. Happy gardening.